So for these large blocks, there's two large...
Two city blocks.
Yeah, city blocks. And there's RFPs, requests for proposal, for developer-led teams, right? To say, hey, here's what we can, a vision for what can go on the property, and kind of a bottom line of what they're willing to pay for it. Does that kind of sum it up?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was 2007. It was actually put out for an RFP, and we selected a developer, and he had received entitlements to build 400 condominiums. 237.
And 20,000 square feet.
20,000 square feet of retail at ground floor. And then the market crashed, and he went bankrupt. But I think, Lena, we want to see something similar there. Is that correct?
And it was like a podium-style apartment building?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it included the garage.
For sale condos, but ground floor retail with the parking in back.
Yes.
With a concrete slab probably over that, and then the condominiums above that.
Exactly.
As opposed to the townhouse alley style of the transit village.
Yeah.
And so there was an indication even as of 2009, 7. There's already an indication of more density as being viable from a market perspective. Yeah.
Who did that developer? Who did they envision as their buyers? What was the profile? They said, who's going to buy these things? It's going to be
mixed income, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think in terms of the affordability, it was mixed income. The city does have an inclusionary housing ordinance, and so they were going to do 17% of the units at moderate income level, and then the rest were going to be for sale at the market rate.
Yeah.
But I think just generally they were trying to really capture transit riders. And so those that may travel to San Francisco or Oakland but want to live near a station and easy access to work. The units did vary in size from 1 to 3 bedrooms, so I think there was pretty much a range of, maybe students or families, researchers.
Yeah.
So I will note that 20,000 square feet across an entire block front is kind of small retail.
Yeah.
So one thing you guys will want to think about is is the retail vision, will it be sufficient with a lot of small retail that's well designed and frames these spaces and so forth, or do we also need to have some sort of anchor destinations? And I'd say the East Bay Center for the Performing Arts is an example of that. But the great thing with teaching the class is we can think out of the box, and maybe somebody will think of something that would serve as a kind of major destination. Okay.
You said the RFP comes out end of the month?
We're trying to make it the end of the month, right? We got meetings starting next week.
Yeah.
Internally, meeting with external stakeholders like Main Street for input. So we're meeting next week, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's being drafted right now.
Great.
So if you know someone who
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for these guys to see, this is what one of those looks like.
Yeah.
So just briefly, 12th Street's closed to traffic. That indicates to me that there's a kind of an interesting opportunity there, maybe for a special kind of street. I don't know, or open space. Why is it closed to traffic? I should.
The city was going to vacate. We actually vacated this to close it off. So, like you were talking about eliminating streets. So, because the developer A.F. Evans, who was selected, they were going to create a sale.
Yeah.
So they actually had units fronting this, and then it would sort of create that connection between the two fronts of the building, and it would wrap around the podium, so people, when they were walking on Nevin and other parts, had a little bit of a frontage. Because I think the big thing too that downtown will struggle with is the perception of safety, and safety. So I think that's kind of, as you do your design challenge and your planning effort, like you really have to think hard about how people feel safe and different people, all ages, all abilities. And so I think that was part of the idea is we would close it off, create fronts for the units.
And the McDonald streetscape acknowledges that. I mean, the street, we have this parking lot, which again, we can think out of the box as we're students. We're unencumbered by that's federal land, right?
Right.
Well, who cares? I mean, I think you should go for it. Occupy, consider yourselves part of the Occupy movement. And
is that in the video, by the way?
Maybe.
Just check it.
Maybe if you can come up with something that would also be in the interest of the federal government on that land, then that makes it an easier sell.
We're all in this together, right?
Yes.
And then in the near term, let's say changing that parking lot isn't going to happen in a generation, 20 years or something like that. You got to still wonder about that fence.
Yes.
And you got to wonder whether giving up 10 feet or something like that could get you an edge that was much nicer. Kaiser is right there. It's just 1 block away, and the main entrance to Kaiser is just 1 block farther than that. It's a major hospital. I mean, it's a really great hospital. I had some surgery done there. I can attest to that. And it has lots of employees.
Yeah. And members.
And has, workers of lots of skills and different income levels, right? Who presently, I would venture to say, the vast majority of them drive away and go live someplace else. So you have to kind of wonder, what kind of housing opportunities would allow somebody who worked at Kaiser or at the Security Administration, if the urban amenities were there and the housing opportunities were there, would they want to actually live close to where they work? I think it's a great opportunity. Yeah, questions?
This parking lot, how empty is it? Is it only empty during the weekends?
It's probably only about half full during the week.
The bottom is now pretty much full.
Yeah.
It used to be.
So parking is always, people always want to talk about parking, and understandably. Amanda said that the plans for this parking garage are to keep it. It's not in the opportunity site mix. The plans are to keep it. You got to wonder, as an urban designer, whether the edge of that parking against this sidewalk here is as good as it could be. So that would be another opportunity. If you haven't seen the pattern yet, I'm suggesting lots of little design vignettes. Even though this is new construction across the street, this 1 block along McDonald probably gives you the best sense of what McDonald used to be and what it can become again.
Right.
As far as being a grand boulevard.
So as Lena had mentioned, that we've got both sides of the street kind of developed, although the shopping center decided to put parking all in front and not have the actual retail spots to be on McDonald. There still is more of a sense of a business district that's going on here. And we believe that once the 2 blocks here are developed, that's going to really bring a lot of vibrancy to the area. And you'll really feel that, urban downtown commercial district come alive.
Right.
It's very walkable. Again, we had the new streetscape that was redeveloped in 2009. So it's, visually very good looking. And, there are a lot of people that are up and down McDonald Avenue. So it is a thoroughfare, and there's lots of activity on this street.
So a lot of examples of some really nice civic architecture, if you will.
Yeah.
Public art, benches, you know, inlaid into the ground. There's wayfinding and storytelling along it. It's already in place in some places along McDonald Avenue, but these are all examples of elements that maybe could be used in other locations, you know. The East Bay Center for the Performing Arts is an enormous asset. I mean, it is, I don't know, it has literally hundreds of classes and lots of people coming and going and very engaged with the community.
Yeah. There's two theaters. The theater you can see right in there is the Black Box Theater, and the one upstairs is a proscenium, front floors throughout, and it is state-of-the-art, great equipment. Everything that we did is mission-driven and place-based. So there is the office, our offices are minute, they're so small, we have barely any storage space, but we have practice rooms, we have 2 theaters, we have no conference room, we have space for our students to do what our students need to do and don't have any other place to do it. So it's interesting. So we put in a new steel frame inside the historic facade. We do have a public art thing we were very proud of that was an interactive video thing, and it's broken. And the company that we're still trying to track them down.
It's a full range of performing art. It's dance. Can you describe dance, theater, music?
West African music and dance.
Yeah.
Dancing it, dance, classical, hip hop, ballad.
And is it all
jazz.
focused on live, or is there also video or
We
media?
have media is smaller, but yes,
Yeah,
we have media.
okay.
We have a media lab. Our building is busy Monday through Friday. Now we're there, not me personally, I get there a little later, but the building is open with staff from 9 o'clock on, and then we're busy with classes and performances and rehearsals from about 3:30 when the kids start getting out of school until 8:30 or 9. And then on Saturdays, there are students here, I think we have classes from 9 until 5.
And do you do things outside? Like, do you participate in street fairs? And
We do. We have 9
Yeah.
resident companies, resident performance companies made up of students and master artists who perform, yes, at various street fairs and corporate events. We were just performed at the Global Philanthropy Forum that took place in Redwood City this week. We performed there. Our groups perform around UC Berkeley and different places. And then we have a huge program in schools. We have an additional 4,000 students in 23 community centers and schools in the West County school district.
Right. So then if we just turn around and look at the Walgreens site, you know, I mean, the community is actually fortunate to have a Walgreens, I think, because, you know, they've become, they sell food as well as, you know, pharmacy these days.
And there's a full-scale grocery store there as
Okay.
well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not the most inviting street edge as a pedestrian walking along it. So there may be some near-term ideas. You know, for instance, design guidelines sometimes ask for a 3-foot wall with landscaping, so you're at least not looking at the front of the, you know, parked cars. That would be an example of a design vignette. In the long term, I think you can be more ambitious in thinking about it. Small parking garage could be fit in there somehow. Anyway, that's a kind of opportunity. It's both a head scratcher and an opportunity. And then down one block is a pocket park, kind of a plaza that we were going to take a look at. I just want to point it out. And just very briefly, what's the history of the plaza, and is that a long-term commitment?
It's
or?
a redevelopment, city-owned lot, and it had, you know, there was some community interest in turning it into a community garden. It still is owned by the city, and is a development site. So at some point, it could go back to be, you know, another development. But for right now, we do have events and programming that Richmond Main Street does in the site. We manage it. We open and close it Monday through Friday. And so people go in and eat their lunch. It's just on the back side of Kaiser. And, you know, it is a nice spot for folks to.
And so being able to open and close it avoids problems with homeless encampments and things like that.
It's lovely. There's a lot of tile. I mean,
There's a lot of mosaic art that's there, and
the plants are actually taken care of. The benches.
Right.